What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Kevin with Optimized Essentials, and in today's video, we're gonna be talking about the 30-day, 60-day, 90-day benefits of NoFap and beyond, okay? So if you're ever doing semen retention, NoFap, I'm gonna describe to you some of the things that I felt personally, and also, some universal themes that other men may have felt or going through NoFap, going through semen retention may experience, or what you could potentially look forward to. Now, I'm kind of hesitant to share this with you because it might pre-program you, it might cause some placebo effects, it might cause you to expect certain things so you invoke that emotion within yourself, even if it may or may not be true, if that makes sense. But with that being said, it's been quite a while since I remember exactly to the point, to the T, what I felt during my 30-day, 60-day, 90-day progressions, because as I mentioned in my previous video, I've been on semen retention for 13 months long, 11 months long, and now I'm going on 6 months, almost 7 months, okay? Now, I share this with you, one second. I'm always filming at work, so I feel like always people are coming, no, so if they do, I'll just pause the video. But what I'm saying here is this, it's been a while since I remember those initial benefits, but I do remember the themes, the dominant emotions that I felt on each period, okay? So let's get it started right away. I don't want this video to be too long. Let's talk about the first 30 days. I think the first 30 days are going to be the most interesting. The music's kind of loud. It's going to be the most interesting, and it's going to be the most profound, if that makes sense. Turn it. Yes, music is a bit too loud. Okay, so sorry for all the interruption, guys. We'll finish this video uninterrupted, okay? So the first 30 days are going to be the most intense, most powerful, meaning if you haven't done semen retention, if you haven't done NoFap before, one, it's going to be insanely hard to overcome to that urge. Most often, you'll probably succumb to it, okay? You'll get that intense rush, I call it the dragon of sexual energy, and you instantly play a thought in your mind of thinking of some hot porn stars or some fantasies in your mind, and then the mind, once you insert that thought, that image into your mind, it just runs wild, okay? So the moment you entertain your sexual impulse, your sexual desire, it's going to take over, and you are going to be compelled to take some sort of sexual action, whether it be trying to get a booty call, turning on your phone, finding a bathroom, doing your thing, right? I understand because I've done it before, but I no longer do that. So I remember in the beginning of the 30-day semen retention, NoFap, that was the most, that's when the cravings and everything was the most intense. But at the same time, that was when the benefits were the most powerful, meaning you're gonna feel the most charged up, you're gonna feel the most raw aggression, courage, right? Because you have so much energy pent up, built up, and you're not allowing to escape, which, we normally do, right? We normally feel that insane, gotta fuck something, right? I gotta beat the meat. But when you resist that urge, it builds up and it builds up and it builds up and it builds up until one day it either erupts or it compels you to do some sort of action. Now, the whole idea behind sexual transmutation, semen retention, alchemizing your sexual energy is to take that raw aggression, that raw power, that raw primal energy and transcend it or transmute it into a higher purpose, into a higher need. Now, this alchemy stuff, again, I describe in my sexual manifestation program. So if you want to check out the free version just to have an understanding of that, go check that out. Shameless plug. And if you want to get the full version, if you want to invest in yourself and learn the secrets of breath work, nutrition, working out, so that you can amplify the energy even more, get my full version, okay? So anyways, what I'm trying to say here is this. The first 30 days are gonna be the most profound because your body is not used to all of these benefits, right? I remember, now that I'm talking about it, the first 30 days or so, first 30, almost 60 days, about week 3 or 4, it's like, oh, I can't keep this shit in my pants, right? I gotta do something about it. I'm just so charged up, right? And I remember there would be moments in time where I would just have like Tourette's, or like I would like blurt out just like random words. I'd be like, every like few hours, like, so much energy, right? It would just be like chaotic, uncontrollable, pent up sexual aggression, sexual frustration. And I would just like blurt out like random like sounds, like, what are these powers, right? That's what it feels like. It just feels like you're overcome with like this immense fiery primal energy. Okay, so that's the first 30 days. It's the most intense in terms of urges, the most intense in terms of just power, of internal power just flowing through you. And then I'll tie this all in the end of why I believe this is the case. Okay, so as you pass the 30-day, 40-day, 50-day mark, you should notice that it gets substantially easier, meaning there will still be urges every now and then if you unless you know how to circulate your sexual energy, which is why it's important to do breath work. Until you learn how to circulate your sexual energy, you're not gonna be able to harness you're not gonna be able to ride the dragon. You're gonna succumb to it every time because it's gonna prompt you, sexual urge, see Instagram model, see a hot girl, see someone with very little clothing on. It's gonna cause you to be impulsive. So until you learn how to circulate that sexual energy and dissipate it through breathing, you're not going to be able to succeed on this journey. Okay, so after about 30 days, let's say 30 to 60 day mark, that's when things start to subside. It gets easier. I would say for me, around the end of first week is probably going to be the most intense, and then the end of second, third, fourth week, that's when it's like, okay, this is really, really, really difficult to overcome. And then around 30 to 60 days, once you get over that hump, things start to level off, right? This is when I say it kind of spills over into the mental, emotional, intellectual realm. Meaning in the first 30 days, it's all mostly physical, physiological, all the benefits feel like that. But once it starts to build up and it starts to circulate a bit, now it gets into the mental, emotional side. You're more like, yeah, I've been doing this. I'm on a streak for about 60 days. You have more confidence in yourself. You have more courage. You carry a different type of demeanor because it's like, I'm on this NoFap journey, right? I'm trying to better myself as a man. I'm not touching my pee-pee. I'm charged up. I have a lot of masculine force, masculine essence flowing through me. And it's this subtle level of confidence, this courage that you can't exactly put your finger on, but you notice that other people are taking notice of you. Meaning when you walk into a room, you go to the gym, just the way you're carrying yourself, it's your vibrational frequency that's causing certain people to pay attention to you. Because normally before, you don't allow that life force to charge up within you, so you can't command anyone. You can't command any respect. All the energy is either leaking out and you're depressed, right? You're low vibration, and when you're low vibration, people don't really notice you. Okay, so as that builds up and you carry that mental, emotional, subtle confidence, right? That suave, or suave, whatever you say, you carry that air of confidence beneath you because you're doing NoFap, right? You're feeling yourself. You're like, I got this, And let's say you make it past 60 days, now you're heading towards the 90 days and beyond. A lot of those deep physiological, strong, impulsive emotions, if you've transmuted it, starts to just taper off. And I believe this is what they call flatline. But from my experience, or from what I've read, flatline usually includes like depression and stuff like that. But I never really experienced depression in terms of doing NoFap. The flatline that I personally would call it as a flatline is just the energy starts to level off. Meaning you might feel like, and then it goes like curves and then it goes straight, right? Before NoFap, it would be like spurt and then douche, spurt and then douche, right? It just goes up and then goes down. But since you're doing NoFap, it goes, and then after 60 days, 90 days, it starts to curve and then it just flatlines. Meaning, if you've ever worked out, if you ever go to the gym regularly, you hit a plateau. Well, with NoFap, sexual transmutation, semen retention, there comes a point where you start to plateau. Now I've learned there are different ways to overcome that plateau, and it's all dependent on environment, the people, the women that are in your life, and there are different ways you can transmit your sexual energy. So there are aspects of sexual transmutation that are beyond physiological, okay? Meaning it's not all raw aggression, raw power, raw confidence, and just feeling yourself deeply, okay? There's another level above that, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. But let's say you get to the 90-day point and you're getting more in touch with the subtle energy, okay? Meaning you may not necessarily feel all the deep physiological, raw aggression, raw power, raw, confidence and all that stuff, right? But in my opinion, it's already built into your physiology in a way. Now it's becoming more subtle. It's entering your subtle body. It's entering your auric field, your magnetic field, okay? It's basically you're building a new layer of spirituality, okay? Like you work out, you get bigger muscles. Well, when you transmute sexual energy, think about, let's say your auric field is like, before you did semen retention NoFap, it was only about 6 inches away from your chest, okay? This is just, don't quote me for verbatim, okay? But let's just say each month that you do semen retention, that auric field, that magnetic field grows an inch and an inch and an inch until it gets progressively larger and larger, until your aura, your spiritual essence, your spiritual energy, your energetic field, your magnetic field grows and expands. And then now you're becoming more filled with life force, right? When people see you, they just can't take their eyes off of you. There's something about your presence. There's something about your energy that just gets people like turning heads. They're attracted to you, right? I always say, the higher your vibrational frequency is, the more attractive you become, okay? Please remember that. Now, vibrational frequency doesn't just come from semen retention. Napoleon Hill, in his 10 mental stimuli and stuff like that, talks about the desire for sexual gratification, for love, music, etc., narcotics. All of these stimulate the mind at a vibrational frequency. I would also argue all of these stimuli stimulate the body at a vibrational frequency, and the mind and the body is interconnected. So you can't really have one without the other, or you can't really influence one without the other. So the higher your vibrational frequency is, whether you're doing semen retention because it's sexual energy, or you're eating a good diet, or you're doing breath work, you are going to enhance your vibrational frequency. Now, the point of my teachings, the point of my channel, the point of Optimized Essentials, all of this is to show you the essentials to optimizing your life. Now, if you only did semen retention, you only did NoFap, that in itself, in my opinion, is not going to be enough. You have to compare it, you have to pair it up with good food, so nutrition. You have to pair it up with proper movement, moving your body, proper diet, eating good food, high life force energy foods, things that will cause you to be even more vibrant, breath work, drinking enough water, utilizing your mind properly. All of these things, again, shameless plug, I teach in my full version of the manifestation program. Why is this possible? Because these are the foundations, or why are these necessary? Because it's the foundation of optimum health. And these foundational principles will allow you to achieve levels of health that you did not know was otherwise possible. And the more you can refine your vibrational frequency, the more you can refine your physiology, right? How your cells function, how they behave, how they operate, how quick they connect with each other, how well your mind, your brain works because of all the foods that you eat and all the breath work that you do, all the chi and prana that you inhale, and all the sexual energy that you raise up your spine. The more of these practices you stack on top of each other, that compound on top of each other, the stronger your benefits are, okay? So around 90 days, if you have a wellness practice, any type of spiritual discipline, any sort of sadhana, any sort of meditation practice, you will notice that you are at a higher level of well-being, right? Your mental faculties are going to subtly improve over time. You might become more intuitive, you might become more sensitive, you might become more calm, more conscious, your well-being might improve. But in my experience, doing semen retention, sexual transmutation, or NoFap, you could call it, I would say, I don't know if you consider it a weakness or a strength. It might be a little bit of both. But one thing I can say for sure is my aggression, okay? My aggression and my, what's it called? Before, I would be a really nice guy, right? You can kind of scroll back to my videos and watch 2-3 years, like my first few videos, and just kind of assess the difference. I'm still a nice guy, guys, don't get me wrong, but my boundaries have been a lot more established, meaning when I sense people are encroaching into my boundaries, they're trying to toy me, they're trying to get me to do something, my veil is very thin, meaning it's very easy to provoke me. It's very easy to get on my dark side, meaning, I don't know if you ever follow Jordan Peterson and whatnot. He talks about your dark side, your aggression, using, like anger and whatnot. It's very easy to get, if I get agitated for me. Maybe it's because I haven't had sex in a long time, but it's also because I feel like it's it's a life force response. Meaning, okay, think about this. I always compare it to my reaction to, like, think of a lion, or just think of a kitty cat, right? Let's think of like a cat who doesn't want to be touched. Okay, like she's on the table and she's chilling there, and you try to reach your hand out to touch the kitty cat, and she's like, we've all heard that before, right? We've all seen that before. Or when you see like a lion and the pup, or like a dog and the cub, and they're playing, and then the dog is just chilling, and then the little doggy or the little cat is trying to play with the mom, the dad, or, you know, and they're just like pawing them. And after a while, the lion is just like, right? Like, stop it, you know, like, stop touching me, you know, like that comes from life force aggression, life force energy. And if you don't have that because you keep busting your nut, then you get walked all over and you get taken advantage of. Now, there's a lot of these instances that, you know, every now and then still occur in my life. I might be a little bit too nice and, you know, allow people to take advantage of my kindness. But those instances have been happening a lot less. Why? Because people sense that subtle energy behind my physiology, meaning I've done the work, a lot of work necessary, where people don't want to challenge you. They're intimidated already. Now, is this always going to be the case? No, but the better you get, think about it. Think about every powerful man, right? Every powerful guy who commands respect, commands attention. When they walk into the room or when they are in the presence of other people, people don't try to take advantage of them. People don't try to tell them to do things. They don't try to toy them. Why? Because they have power. But what is this power? It's just a bunch of energy, right? Energy, presence, self-work, right? The more you worked on yourself, the more you refine your vibration, and the more you take ownership of your masculine essence, the more you can assert your masculinity into the world. And when you sense that people are trying to challenge you, trying to take advantage of you, trying to play you or toy you, you can step up, right? You can have that reaction that is like the cat, like the, right? You get what I'm saying? It's being able to show up with your energy. And as you progress in NoFap, as you progress in semen retention, all of these benefits gets assimilated into your physiology. The same way you put on more muscles while you work out, when you improve your subtle body, when you improve your energy body, when you improve your spirituality, people can sense that. We're beings of light or beings of energy. And when you practice these principles, inevitably people will respond, okay? Now, one more thing before I wrap this up. This was a thought that I had before I made the video, so I want to cover this. Think about it like this, okay? NoFap, semen retention, sexual transmutation. Imagine it's like receiving money, okay? Let's say every few days, hypothetical, you receive a $1,000 paycheck, okay? That's a lot for a lot of people, but let's just say that, okay? Let's just even say a week, okay? Let's say once a week you receive a $1,000 paycheck. That gets you, amped up, okay? Yeah, yay. Heightened activity. What is your instinct? Let's say your instinct is I got $1,000, let's spend it, okay? I'm gonna spend most of it, okay? Let's just say we're gonna spend all of it, okay? Think of it in terms of jacking off, okay? Ejaculation. You spend all of your money, and now it's like, I don't have any more money. Depleted, right? Boom, ejaculation. Think of how that feels, right? You get that buildup of, I'm gonna work for 1 week, I get paid, $1,000, boom, blow it all, gambling, shopping, buying stupid stuff, gone, right? How does that feel? I'm depleted, I have no more money. Well, a few days pass, 1 week pass, you get charged up again, $1,000, boom, gone. Okay, you get the idea, okay? That's the feeling I would associate with getting charged up, blowing your load. Working for money, getting paid $1,000, blowing your load, okay? Now, NoFap, semen retention, sexual transmutation can be described like this. 1 week, you save up some money, $1,000, you're happy, you're elated, but now you're like, instead of blowing my load, instead of spending it all, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to discipline myself a little bit so I can save more money. So second week, $2,000, third week, $3,000, $4,000, and now you're getting a little itchy, right? You're like, I got $3,000, $4,000 in the bank. It's been a while since I pleased myself. Blow my load, boom, and then $4,000 out the window, gone, right? How does that feel? I lost $4,000. So each time you get further and further and you blow your load, you lose your money, you're gonna feel down, you're gonna feel depressed, you're gonna feel discharged because you're empty, all right? You blew your life force. For what? For a digital pixel on the phone that did not give you return on investment. So the idea, the notion of NoFap is remembering, what am I saving up my money for? Guys, what are you saving your life force energy for? What are you trying to attract? What are you trying to buy? Because I can guarantee you the mental, emotional benefits, the physical benefits, the spiritual benefits that you are going to get from saving your load, saving your money, right, is going to compound and give you exponential returns down the line, okay? And when you understand that point, that is how you succeed on NoFap. That is how you succeed on semen retention. Because when you understand what you're giving up and what you're going to be able to purchase towards the, down the road, towards the end of the line, it's going to be a no-brainer. It's going to be so easy, right? It's going to be so easy to say no to fapping off because you know that this is the devil. It's just trying to drain you of your life force. But when you save up that money, right, and you invest that money, right, it's like sitting in your bank. At a certain point, you're just like, okay, I'm just saving up money. There's no big deal about that. No biggie. I don't feel any elated anymore. In the beginning, you're like, oh, I'm saving $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. But imagine you've been doing this for 6 months and you have $60,000 in the bank. And you're like, okay, big whoop, right? But $60,000. Imagine what you can do when you invest that, okay? So this is where I'll one last point that brought me to one final thing I want to say. Now, in the presence of beautiful women, in the presence of things that arouse my sexual energy, it doesn't even have to be a woman, right? It could just be the arousal of life force energy, right? Just being more present, ecstatic when there's a group energy. That $60,000 that you save, that 6 months of semen retention, that can be amplified even more because you've charged yourself up and you can tap into that bank, that life force at will. So it comes to the point where that spiritual, physiological energy has been transmuted to the point where your aura, your magnetic frequency, your vibes are so high. And I don't want to stroke my own ego or give you a different thought. It's just, that's why they call like these enlightened people or like these people, when you're just being in the presence, you get calm, right? You're like in the zone, right? Because they're so high vibe that it just causes everyone else to resonate at that frequency or within the same. The person with the highest vibrational frequency is the one that's going to dictate the mood of the room. Not always the case, but generally the case, right? You have to match up to that vibrational frequency. So the higher vibrational frequency is, the more attractive you become, the more joy, the more bliss, the more love you can exude, right? And all of this comes from stacking, saving up your streak or saving up your money, prolong your streaks, okay? So I hope that makes sense. I hope you understood that better. Guys, NoFap semen retention, it's like saving spiritual money, okay? Saving spiritual money so that one day you can attract, manifest, and command energy like never before, guys. So again, it's Kevin with Optimize Essential. If you like this video, make sure to show some love and click that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. All of this is gonna help boost the algorithm. If you want to help support me and you don't really want to invest in the programs, then by all means, just help spread the love, okay? But again, at least get the free version so you can understand how sexual transmutation works and you can have a little bit more motivation. If there's any other videos you guys want to see on this, because someone did request this or comment and describe that they want to know a little bit more, then yes, please let me know down below what type of videos you want me to cover in terms of NoFap, semen retention, or health and fitness, health and wellness in general. Maybe some posture. It's been a while since I did that, but I'm working in an office, so I can't really posture. I mean, I don't want to use excuses, but posture videos maybe down the line a little bit. I gotta focus on some other stuff right now. So that's it. It's Kevin. I'm out. Peace.